Thanks for tuning in to see what's going on in and around Grace Church. As we look forward to this weekend, we have a number of things that are going on that we celebrate, and we just praise the Lord for His provision. And the first is that we want to celebrate our 2024 graduates of our high schools, that they have put in the work, they've done what they've needed to do to make it to this point, and now they are eagerly looking forward to this next season of life where they're going to be going to different schools and different jobs and entering into a whole new era for their lives. So we want to celebrate their accomplishment. We want to come alongside them. We want to be praying for them. And so we'll have a slideshow, we'll have some gifts, and we want to acknowledge them on Sunday. Also, after the service, we have both a welcome lunch and a Grace 101 class. And so if you are aware of anyone who could attend the welcome lunch because they're newer to Grace Church, they haven't been to one before, they would like to get to know some of the pastors and the elders and sit down and just have lunch with us, we would love to have that opportunity with them. And we want to encourage you to invite them to join us, to participate with us. And if needed, you can join them if it helps them feel more comfortable in attending. Also, we have the Grace 101 class right after that. And so if anyone is really wanting to cling on and learn more about who we are, how we function, why we operate the way we do, and really what we're trying to accomplish in this community, this is a great course for them to sit in. It is a few hours long, and so it does take a little bit of time, but they can go from the welcome lunch to Grace 101, where they can hear more about who we are and how we're aiming to build the Lord's kingdom here in Delta County. Beyond that, I really wanted to focus on two passages with you in this video. And the first is the Great Commandment. Jesus was asked, "What is the greatest commandment?" And he responded by saying, "To love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your mind." It's giving every part of who you are to the Lord, surrendering to Him and trusting that He's going to lead you forward. It's being dependent on Him. And that's a form of worship for us. That's a way for us to lean in, to allow Him to chip away at the sinful and wicked side of who we are and do His sanctifying work and bring us into an image of Himself where we are more and more reflective of His holiness. And so it's an opportunity for us to enter into the greatest work, and it's receiving from Him and contributing to Him as we not just let go of the wrong that we've done, but we also grab hold of that which is right, that which is reflective of Him. But the second commandment that Jesus said is to love your neighbor as yourself. He said, on these two commands are all the law and the prophets. In other words, if we learn to love God the way that we are designed to love God, the way that we were made to be in relationship with Him, and we learn to love each other with the same type of love that we receive from Him, then everything else is going to just fall into place. That this is where the gospel becomes very simple and very clear, that if we continually aim to ascend to the throne of God in order to be in His presence, and we are continually aiming to evaluate ourselves so we can surrender to Him that which is off, that which is wrong, that which does not reflect His glory, and we actively grab hold of what is right, what is true, and move toward Him, what we're going to find is it's really easy to love our neighbor as ourselves. We might have to step out of our comfort zone a little bit because love acts. It doesn't sit on the sideline. Love engages and pursues. And so my challenge for you is that as we go through this Psalms of Ascent series, where we're really learning what does it mean to worship the Lord in the midst of heartache? What does it mean to worship the Lord in the midst of having to endure and persevere when there are legitimate struggles around us? And what does it mean to celebrate the Lord well? Those are really the three themes that we see come up again and again in the Psalms of Ascent. Really what we're asking is, in every season of life, how do we worship the Lord well? How do we surrender to Him and live the way that we've been called to live? And here's my encouragement to you as we go through this series: to honestly evaluate yourself before the throne of God, and to take active steps towards loving people in your sphere of influence. or maybe people who you would like to have in your sphere of influence. And I think the first thing that you can do today in order to worship God in this way and have this more holistic understanding of what worship is, let's be proactive about praying for the people around us. Let's be proactive about making sure that we have 2, 3, 4 people who are not Christians that we are praying for with regularity. And let's make sure that we are praying for the encouragement, for the building up of faith of others in the church, that we have 2, 3, 4 specific people that we're praying for, people in our family, but maybe these 2, 3, 4 should be outside of your immediate family. There are other people in the church that you can aim to build up and aim to encourage. What might God do here at Grace if we as a church honestly evaluate ourselves before his throne, let go of that which is wrong, grabbed hold of that which is right, and learn to love other people the way that he loved us by stepping towards them in some of the ways that he has stepped towards us? That's our challenge as we go through this series, and I want to encourage you that this is worship. This is a form of surrendering to the Lord, exalting his name, and humbling yourself. We look forward to worshiping with you in Psalm 125 on Sunday.